Half-Life 3 is definitely not coming out this year. But do you know what kind of brand new Valve game you can play right now? My friends and I have been playing a lot of Deadlock since the most recent update. But since I started following the game in early 2024 and gained access to the closed beta around mid-2024, I've seen the map go through a lot of changes. From originally having 4 lanes and very sparse details to its current revamped iteration, the team at Valve has put a lot of work crafting the Cursed Apple map into what it is today. But since it's a PvP game, I fear most players treat all of these details as background noise. So, in an effort to give the Valve environment team the credit that they deserve, I explored the entirety of the Cursed Apple from top to bottom. And now I want to share with you some of my favorite locations and neat details that I found along the way. Also, if you're expecting a tips and tricks video, you are definitely in the wrong place, as I almost exclusively do gun builds around Archon, so you've been warned. Unless you're really desperate for soul boxes, or you're running for your life from a fed billy, you're probably not going to pay a whole lot of attention to the side streets that you spam dash through.
Oh, I'm dead though.
Oh my god! This is actually something that Valve's team understands very well. The areas that your subconscious filters out are often the most important for keeping you immersed in a world. Take this spot by Green Lane's jungle camp, for example. Immediately upon seeing this area, you get a very strong sense of the tone of the world that you're in. Melted candles sit atop crypts, while hanging streetlights illuminate the walkway through this nondescript cemetery. These details signal to you that to the inhabitants of Deadlock's world, these places aren't forgotten. They're an important part of their everyday lives. Not far from the cemetery, we have another easily overlooked walkway. The atmosphere here is just incredible. This gated staircase leading between these tightly packed buildings, with a tree growing overhead and just a faint glimpse of the skyline visible between the buildings, as this single aged light bulb glows on the pillar and the darkened staircase stretches out of view. Directly adjacent to this alley, there's another one of my favorite little side street locations, the Apple Truck. When I see this, I instantly want to know more. Like, who owns this truck? And why do they love apples so much? Did they eat all of these in one sitting, or is this just their favorite apple-eating location? Is this hinting towards an apple-themed hero in one of the next updates? Anything's possible. Speaking of areas that usually get ignored, we have the recently added dilapidated subway station. This area can be seen from the room above Mid-Boss, but it's only fully accessible by Calico in her cat form, or everyone's favorite dream creature, Rem.
I'm Rem. Oh, I'm not feeling so good.
This whole space has a great sense of randomness that fits perfectly with the jumbled nature of the Cursed Apple. The fading occult graffiti, the half-scraped stickers, the strange orientation of the stairs and turnstiles, it really feels exactly like a poorly planned and maintained train stop should. The subway cars themselves also have this great 20th century feel to them, with their vaguely Art Deco-inspired design and the random bits of damage everywhere showing their age. The cockroaches all over the subway floor really nail home that New York feel, and all we need now are some giant rats to complete the collection. If there's one thing that, without fail, always gets me interested in the lore of a setting, it's who or what the denizens of that world choose to create effigies of. In Deadlock's case, there's no shortage of freaky statues and building decorations for us to check out. To just name a few, there's Freaky Candlestick Guy, Octopus on Skull Guy, Scaly Hand Holding Eye Guy, Eye Embedded in Hand Guy, and the list goes on and on. But for my money, The standout statue of the bunch is this one, bearing the inscription Walter Fairfax, found off to the side of mid lane and amongst boxes bearing that same last name. An assortment of frogs climb onto his lap as if he's controlling them, and he sports this unnerving smirk. This made me so curious that I read into the lore on him. And though it seems a bit unclear, it's speculated that Walter Fairfax is the founder of Fairfax Industries, the manufacturer of many of the weapon-related items in the game and countless other commodities seen throughout Deadlock's world. The frogs also seem to be a consistent theme with the Fairfax family, as their descendant or grandchild, Pocket, utilizes frogs in a lot of their magic as well. One of my favorite things in video games is when developers devote time to making real-world spaces appear as if they would actually serve the function that they're intended for. It grounds the setting so much when it forces a player to imagine someone like Dynamo shopping for groceries or, in this case, going to the bank. Before making this video, I don't think I went into the City Mother Bank one time while playing, which is such a shame because this location is packed with atmosphere. The entrance area is fenced off from the rest of the bank with green metallic accents clearly showing where customers aren't allowed. Above this main area, signs show where customers can go for their various needs, and beyond this fencing, there's the large vault and safety deposit room. I especially love the way the light spills through the vault door here and onto the tiled floor beyond, allowing you just a glimpse of the gold and money contained within. High above all of this, frosted glass separates you from a sparsely decorated office that overlooks the entire bank. I imagine this is where the branch manager or a similar role would oversee the bank's operations. While doing research for this video, I actually found some old photos from the State Savings Bank in Detroit, dated from sometime around the 1920s to 30s, and it's shocking how similar it is to its virtual counterpart. You can see the fenced-off transactions area with the Gothic Revival decorations and the early industrial lights and flair. In a few photos, you can even see the vault doors fenced off from the rest of the bank, positioned almost the same as the ones in the City Mother Bank in Deadlock. And you can see in this photo that even the branch manager's office is positioned much the same, with a window overlooking the majority of the bank and a small desk for private meetings. Maybe the accuracy of a design in a game to mirroring real life doesn't matter to you as much, which is totally fair. Games are meant to be the artist's rendering of how they see reality, but when it's clear that so much research has been done into such minuscule details, it never fails to impress me. Now, before I go on to my favorite location of the bunch, I want to take a second to go through a few smaller spots that I found that I couldn't dedicate an entire section to, but I still found pretty neat. In the hideout spawn area, there's a news desk with a candle-powered PC and a Ouija mouse that you guide to the left or right mouse buttons on the mouse pad as if you're performing a seance. In Rem's tunnels, there's a mattress surrounded by trash right next to the mid-boss, meaning that somebody has been peacefully coexisting with the sewer demon as their neighbor. And look at this right here. Do you see it? Another half-eaten apple. Could this be where our infamous apple consumer calls home? You tell me. The various satellite dishes and antennas that pepper the rooftops throughout the cursed apple are all made up of occult symbols bent into the metal. The Curiosity Shop still runs on what appears to be coal power in a world of magical innovations. A generator shakes the roof as it powers the lights and electronics, but interestingly, the fortune teller's head appears to move on its own volition. Finally, you can see a low-poly Statue of Liberty off the coast of the map. You get some beautiful, flat video game water with the rough outlines of Liberty Island visible, but I noticed a small detail, or rather a lack thereof. Can you see it? She's missing her book. Could this be the final puzzle piece needed to finally reveal Half-Life 3's release date? Is this part of a larger ARG set up by Valve for the players to uncover? No, I mean, probably not, but you never know. I mean, people make 20-page Google Docs on less, so. Okay, are you ready for my absolute favorite detail in all of the Cursed Apples revamped map? Alright, here it is. This weird bowl. In the Hidden King spawn area, there's a series of devices and instruments set up meant to aid in the summoning of the namesake patron. Interestingly, it appears as though he, or it, is brought into existence through sound in some way or another, hence all of these speakers and sound equipment scattered around this spawn area. But if you follow all of this equipment back to its source, it leads back to this bowl. Molten metal pours from the steelworks that the Hidden King calls its home and drips onto this plate with a score of microphones set up to record whatever sounds it releases. These microphones then feed through cables into audio mixers and recording devices that then transmit the wavelengths of the sounds through large underground pipes into speaker setups atop large shrines surrounded by candles on either side of the patron. So honestly, it's pretty simple when you think about it. All in all, this summoning is clearly very well thought through, and I love how much attention Valve paid to making this entire process seem somewhat functional from start to end. Slapping cool-looking devices together might be visually interesting, but when you can tell that there's underlying lore at play, it builds players' interest, or at least my interest, in the mechanics of the magic system so much more. Also, the Hidden King's theme music is so good, I have to play it for you here, in case you haven't heard it yet or you play with your music off in-game. But just know if the next 10 to 15 seconds of this video is silent, I got claimed by Valve. Well, that's all the locations that I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed walking through them as much as I did finding them. I honestly had a lot more ideas for this video that I had to cut out, so if you're interested in seeing any more Deadlock content in the future, then leave a comment down below and I would love to do some more videos on this game. I hope everybody's been enjoying playing Deadlock as much as my friends and I have been, and hopefully you'll consider subscribing if you made it this far in the video. But for now, I'll leave you with my final message. Please delete Bebop Valve, please, I'm actually begging you, I'll do anything. The Echo Shard Refresher combo has gone on long enough, it's driving me slowly insane. Please, Yoshi, let me see it in the next patch notes. Please, I'm begging you, somebody help me.